What is up, everyone? I finally have the last tentacle I needed to craft the legendary amulet, so it is time to see if it was worth it. 5 weeks later, I will finally have it. I haven't done the Kraken yet this week. This is the reward coming from the weekly ranking on the Kraken, so I opened 2 boxes and I got that inside. So let's check that right now. So I need to go in the Messenger Raven, Amulet Workshop, and I'm pretty sure that I don't have the materials to craft it directly. I mean the ore. I'm lacking just a few things, so basically if you are lacking some iron ore, I have a secret technique that you can do every week. You go in every single town in the game and you go to the blacksmith and basically you can purchase a 30 ore to every single blacksmith you have in the game. It works only 1 time per account, so don't try to do that with your 3 characters. You have the same shop shared with the 3 characters. So go here, speak to that guy, you have the ore here. It doesn't require a lot, 1,500 copper, and you get your 30 gold iron ore. And this is what I am gonna do for every single one in game, so you are getting that every week and you can craft a lot of gear and stuff like that. You can purchase some materials here, so I'm just going to purchase everything, so I have the materials. Now I'm going to the Amulet Workshop, and finger crossed, let's hope that I have some luck on the substats, otherwise having a legendary amulet is going to be just useless. Craft Amulet. This is the one, active skill damage. I have 2 substats, the one I have at the moment is the purple version of it. This one giving 10% active skill damage, and you have only 1 skill here. So without further ado, guys, finger crossed, let's pray and see if I have some good substats. Hope that the game is not gonna cheat on me one more time. Alright, so this is the amulet. This stat here is insane. Like 16% attack power for 10 seconds when using a potion. And this one, the earrings, I said in all my videos that that was the most useless thing ever in that game. Because it is giving only defensive stats and earrings. It could have been rings, it could have been the necklace. So let's go to Castle Black and let's compare the damage I have between the 2 amulets, the purple one and the legendary one, because at least I will have like 10% more, so 10% more active skill damage. Let's see the difference it does. But before I need to change my artifact, I want to equip this one instead. I still have the purple one equipped on my character, so let's just go here and use the cutting mutilation to see the difference, alright? Gonna use it directly. Alright, that was almost 1 million with a crit, directly on start. Without any buff, without anything. So I go to the equipment section now, and I'm gonna equip the legendary amulet instead. Let's go, I'm just waiting for my cooldown, I can retry that. And now I need to pray to crit again to compare the damage, so let's do that. Alright, crit! No, that wasn't a crit. 364,000. Okay, let's retry that. Come on, let's crit. And one more time, it wasn't a crit. Okay, let's retry again. I mean, with 33% crit rate, yeah, 1 chance on 3 normally to hit with a crit. So let's redo that until I crit again. One more time, not a crit. Okay, it seems like the game doesn't want to crit. Seriously? The 33% chance. 5 times, not a single crit. 6 times. One more time, that wasn't a crit. 7 times. How many times do I need to hit to land a crit with 33% chance? This is insane. When I'm telling you that the game doesn't want me to play anymore. Come on, crits. Seriously? Oh my goodness. 8 times. This is insane. I was expecting a crit earlier, but I just don't know what is happening here. The game literally doesn't want me to crit. Seriously, can I have a crit 9 times without any crits? Don't get me mad. 10 attacks, not a single crit. 11 times. Oh my goodness. Like a 33% chance for me, it's like 10% maybe. I don't know what is happening here. But this is weird. And annoying, come on. Finally, 1,043,000. So I got like a 50k more damage with 10% more active skill damage. That is the only thing I'm getting. But the more the damage you will have, the bigger the number, I mean the bigger the difference. So if I retry that time by hitting multiple times before, because I'm using the champion set as second set on my set research, normally it should be way bigger. The difference should be way bigger. So let's go back to the previous one and let's do everything I have and check the difference. Okay, I got the fire, ignite, I'm using that, artifact, and I killed him. Alright, let's retry without using the artifact that time. I'm just gonna hit 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have all the buffs coming from the champion set. I'm using a ranged attack and that is the score. 2,620,000. 2,620,000 with the purple amulet. Let's equip the legendary one. And let's redo the test. 2,620,000 to beat. So 5 hits, then ignite, ambush. 5, ignite, ambush. Okay, I'm using that. And mutilation. 3,665,000. 1 million more damage. With 10% more active skill damage. There is something weird here. I need to retry. So let's go back with the purple one and let's redo the test. Alright, battle training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fire, ambush, projectile, cutting mutilation, 2,622,000. 1 million damage difference with only 10% more active skill damage. I'm not using any potion and I don't have any offensive stat on my earring, so I'm just getting a flat 10% more active skill damage with the amulet. You know what? Let's redo that. Or maybe I'm getting the plus 16% attack power, but I'm not using any potion. But is it working with something else? Alright, you know what? Let's just redo the test and then I will try to check my attack power. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ignite, ambush, projectile, cutting mutilation, and that wasn't a crit, 1 million damage. Alright, so it is time to retry again, waiting for my cooldowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ignite, ambush, projectile, mutilation. One more time, that wasn't a crit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ambush and cutting mutilation. 3,668,000. So I'm getting 1 million more damage with the one hit just because I have 10% more active skill damage. Or maybe there is something working weird behind and I'm getting the attack power increase. I understood how the effect on the amulet was working. It is written when you are using a potion, it is increasing your attack power by 16%, right? In fact, this is not a potion. This is an HP tincture. I firstly thought that if I used this potion, it would increase my attack power, but in fact, it is just not working. I tried every single potion and it is not applying the plus 16% attack power. In fact, you need to wait for taking some damage in battle, and when you are using your HP tincture, I'm gonna push myself, you will see that. I'm gonna open that panel here. But right before, look at my attack power with no buff at all. I have 11,294. So now if I open that panel here, if I drink a potion, you can see that now I am getting the buff of 16% attack power. And if I open that again, I have way more attack power. So it is time to retry everything by using that plus 16% attack power, alright? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ignite, ambush, potion, 4,014,000 without the artifact. So now it is time to retry with the artifact that time. So let's just take a few hits before so I can use a potion. Alright, 1 is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That, ambush, artifact, projectile, potion, mutilation, 5,200,000. That is absolutely wild. I think I lost my things, my buffs, but this is the attack power I have at the moment with the buffs, okay? Almost 15,000, so this is a huge increase, and I have a lot of more crit damage and crit rate, so yeah. This is a bit broken when you are using all of these things together, but you need to use a potion. Not sure if it is the best thing to increase your damage. By the way, 16% attack power is very, very interesting, to be honest, but using a potion to have that buff for 10 seconds only, this is clearly not what I would have loved to have. You can have, this is the one I had, okay? You can have, I don't care about the attack speed, it is better than getting some lifesteal or the attack speed, but here, landing a crit rate increases your crit damage. That would have been better to me. Landing an attack increases damage and also increases damage to debuff the target. That would have been absolutely wild. You have deals more damage when attacking enemies with less than 50% HP. On bosses, it works perfectly well. Landing an attack increases crit damage and damage deal to bosses. You had so many good things in here, and I didn't have the best one. I need to use a potion, an HP tincture to use that effect. It is still good, but it could have been way better. And the fact that I had the buff for the earrings, that was absolutely ridiculous. Like here, I could have had, let me check, necklace base stats or ring base stats or damage deal. Okay, today's target, it is a condition. I don't like that. Crit rate, crit damage, max rage. No, no, thank you. I don't want that. Yeah, you have a lot of bad effects, but yeah, I could have had better than that, so I need to recraft another one. So let's go to the Kraken now, and let's see if I have some luck at the end. Let's check the rewards. Oh, he got a legendary design. Let's open here. Legendary, blue. Oh, but I got one legendary tentacle, so I need 5 more now. It took me 5 entire weeks to get the 6, so now I need 5 more. Alright, and I'm not even sure if I have another legendary design for the same amulet. Maybe in the future they will consider increasing the drops in that dungeon, and that would be nice. Alright, so let's redo the Kraken to see what I have at the end. Alright, it is time to check the rewards. Look at that, right? Legendary. What if I open mines now? Blue. Purple. What I'm telling you. Alright, but it is not over. Maybe I can have something behind. Look at the hell of it. Seriously, guys. Everybody's getting legendaries. I'm the only guy that isn't getting any. This is always the same shit. I just don't know what is happening with my account. Alright, but whatever, maybe I have some legendaries behind. Nothing! Let me know if you were more lucky than me. Have a great day, guys. That was Akhtar. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.